Hey everyone. Okay, so starting off with this chapter, obviously we need to talk about the Eri scene at the end, where we see her escaping the shelter and supposedly off to kind of help Izuku in whatever way she can. And I'm not gonna lie, this is one of those things where Horikoshi kinda has to time this just right, because don't get me wrong, I kind of always assumed that Eri would play some big part in the finale of the series, honestly. But it's like with pretty much how the fight between Izuku and um and Izuku and Shigaraki is going down, this almost has to be timed as perfectly as perfectly as possible, because to me, in my mind, the one place, the best place to kind of bring Eri in is after Izuku and the others have successfully broken down all of Shigaraki's like emotional walls, everything that he's guarding emotionally. Like once pretty much once all those barriers are broken, that's kind of where you bring Eri in. And I assume already that that's kind of the idea is already got planned. But for me, it's like Eri has kind of become kind of the end all be all, sort of like end all be all, like just get out of jail free card kind of thing. That it's like you almost have to be very careful in how you use her, and that's kind of the only way I can see using her power correctly. Like I feel like and honestly, like, and to be frank, I think and probably getting rid of, in a certain respect, if handled correctly, I think getting rid of Shigaraki's power is almost kind of the best way in order for him to move on. Like I hate the I know there's the whole thing of like taking away someone's power in this universe is sometimes just as just as much of a death sentence as being kept alive and powerless. But I think in some ways, like, in order for Shigaraki to truly move on, part of it is for him to become quirkless, almost, in a way. I don't know, like his power, like, the thing with Shigaraki is it always feels like he's seen his power almost as a curse, even if he's also been through this development of accepting it as well and controlling it. It's like his power is almost his power is kind of one of those that I think he has that always is felt like a curse. So I think taking it away is like almost one of the more literal ways for him to be free, in a sense. And I'll admit, as far as the fight between Shigaraki and Izuku goes, it definitely gave me a lot of what I wanted. Like we like just like the visual, like just the visuals of the memories, like mixing together, colliding, just kind of just really getting a sense of all other like of Shigaraki and Izuku getting a sense of each other's memories and the things that made them who they are. This is again this is the kind of shit I really liked in this chapter. It was kind of just a very nice. It was a nice way of doing fan service, but also revisiting just what it is that brought these characters to this point. Like everything they did, everything that happened, and yeah, and so. And also accentuated by the fact that we have made progress. Apparently N is now the second one to have broken free necessarily. So now it's like we are pretty much pushing forward. We are breaking down the walls. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of how much more we need to do it. And like I assume breaking down these walls, so to speak, as it were, is going to require the force of all the holders of One for All, I think. But like, it would be kind of cool if some of them didn't have to fully sacrifice themselves. It'd be interesting to see if, like, how many more it's going to take. If it's going to take as many, like, all of them to break it down, or if it's going to be broken down early. Like, yeah, I think and I think even it's probably going to be I think the first holder, like the first, he is gonna be like, it does seem like they are setting up for, like, although with the first, it seems like they are setting up as like the final one to make the final sacrifice to really break through that final wall. Like he is going to be the one to really push past, to really break, to really break free of break control completely. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it's just gonna be interesting to see how all this kind of connects and flows together, because there's a lot of interesting pieces on the board. It's just a matter of how Horikoshi uses them, honestly. I think is going to be the big thing for me. And yeah, just the whole thing of like seeing, and I really like how, getting back to the memory stuff itself. I really like how how Izuku himself, he finally got a full on idea of just of just Shigaraki's life and what led him to this point. Like just from seeing just for example, seeing the memory of Shigaraki being, who's like Shigaraki's boy, his hand being held by All For One. Like, it is one of those images that it's like, yeah, All For One was and it always will be an evil bastard, but when you see scenes like that, you can't help but kind of sympathize with the fact that, yeah, he was the only one who was. It is a stark reminder that, yeah, All For One was the only one who was there for him. Like, All For One himself, he might be the most evil bastard on the planet, but ultimately, we can't deny he was the only one who was there for Shigaraki, even if he was ultimately just using him. Like, it's it's one of those things where when people are left alone, that they pretty much cling and turn to anyone. And it is through these memories, it is interesting to see all the things that did for Shigaraki to become the person he is today. But it's also like, yeah, you can understand what pushed him to those things. And yeah, it's. And aside from that, we basically get kind of you basically just kind of get an update that, yeah, the school has kind of like crash landed now, and crash landed safely, so to speak. And yeah, I think with the way things seem to be things seem to be going here, it does feel like we are kind of slowly wrapping things up. It's just a matter of how much longer it's going to take. I honestly think we are kind of reaching that end. It's like probably within the next maybe 15, 20 chapters. It's probably my best guess, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and on Crunchyroll, push the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight Running, signing off. Later, everyone.